Friends here and all the people here trying to make the community as best as it can be. We thank you for this time and the freedom to do it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. This time I'd ask for a roll call, and Bill is excused today.
Okay, Commissioner Haley,
Here.
Commissioner Holshausen,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Here.
Commissioner Howard,
Here.
Commissioner Shepard, and Chairman Broder.
Here. All right. I would be looking for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Got a motion of support. Any discussions or changes in that agenda? Hearing none. All in favor of approving tonight's agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. I will now need a motion to approve the minutes of the July 16, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting.
So moved.
Support.
Got a motion with supports. Any discussion on the minutes, changes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. We move on to the approval of the bills. Commissioner Garber.
Thank you. I move to approve the invoice edit reports dated 7/17, 7/18, 7/24, 7/25, 7/31, 8/1, and 8/7 in the amount of $5,532,910.55 and authorize the warrants be drawn from the treasury for that amount.
Someone give us support here?
Support.
Thank you.
All right, let's get it done.
Who supported it?
We're including 8-8, right?
Yes, I
You
noticed
didn't leave that
8-8
out
was
for-
missed.
8-7 and 8-8.
Oh, I don't have 8/8 on mine, but yeah, can.
Comes out to the rate.
You have 8-8.
I have $111,820.99.
You need to add 8 to your list.
Oh, okay.
Another
Yeah.
date, used to have it.
Yep,
Do you amend your motion?
I amend my motion.
And we have a-
Yeah, that's maybe.
all right, we have a motion with, thank you for catching that.
Yes, thank you, Brad.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes, thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing on the CDBG grant. Dr. Boggs.
So at this time, we are applying, well, this should be the grant, this should be the brownfield.
The Brownfield.
Sorry, typo. It just should be the brownfield one that you are approving later today. Just a typo. So the brownfield is, as you know, the city of Shiawassee is the only one that has their own brownfield redevelopment authority. Everyone else has to come through here. The Land Bank Board and the County Brownfield Board have been working with the city of Durand, who has applied for a brownfield for their development of the Reed Road project. They have also applied for a CDBG grant to assist with that. And we have applied for one, or in the process of applying for one, and so is the Land Bank. And together with the grant and with the brownfield, they're going to create a subdivision off of Division Street on the Reed Road. Highly important because this will help pay for the infrastructure of anything above and beyond the grant amount, and will open up that entire 190 acres into future development. This particular development is about 3 acres, I believe. And with that, I would invite Justin to give some remarks on that, and then Sarah and Sam for any additional items.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good to see everyone. Justin Horvath, Shiawassee Economic Development Partnership. Obviously very exciting to see this move forward. I have spoken to the board before about your leadership in creating the land bank. We've reinvigorated the Brownfield Authority, and now we're going after these community development block grant dollars. The beautiful thing is these are resources that we would not be able to get and utilize in Shiawassee County without the support of the board, Dr. Boggs, our land bank board, Sarah, Sam, and we're getting a lot of great work done. The thing that I'm very proud of as well, obviously we're talking about Durand, but with our land bank too, we're doing deals all over the county, so we're spreading it around, which is really, really wonderful. The last thing I'll say is, I get a lot of questions, why do we need to go after these dollars? Why is it important? Well, the reality is, I think we all know we need more housing, And the cost of housing is such that we've got to find and utilize these programs to be able to close that gap, to make the market work, to be able to get new homes constructed here in Shiawassee County. So, as I said, these dollars don't just come to us automatically. We have to go out and hustle to get them, to get our taxpayer money back into Shiawassee County. And I think we've built a great team here between this board, the land bank, the brownfield boards, Dr. Blogg, Sarah, Sam, and myself. We're all working, rowing in the same boat, and finding a lot of success in returning those monies to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah would be appropriate to go first.
Good evening. I appreciate the consideration this afternoon. As Dr. Boggs and Justin mentioned, this is a proactive brownfield plan for the city of Durand to offset any additional costs that may exceed the grant dollars. We use the engineer's probable opinion of cost that was dated in May. We're working closely to refine those figures. So we're anticipating $1.27 million in the grant. Within the brownfield plan itself, we have $2.7 million, just in case anything were to happen. We have the highest and best cost in there. This is written in the respect of the entirety of the property. As Dr. Boggs mentioned, the specific redevelopment is only going to focus on the first 3 acres to open up that for additional redevelopment purposes. So we do anticipate that this plan may be amended in the future to include any of the developer costs, but right now it's specifically focused on recouping infrastructure dollars for the city of Durand. If we were to go for that $2.7 million, it would be about a 25-year repayment. Again, that's inclusive of all costs without grant. If we were to go to the high end of cost, the $2.7 million, and have the grant, it would only be about a 12-year repayment period. So we anticipate likely, if there is any overages, 2-3 years to recoup the costs. This does include 10% administrative capture for the Shiawassee County Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, as well as 5 years of local Brownfield Revolving Fund captured to the BRA to be able to use those tax dollars that would otherwise go to external taxing jurisdictions to reinvest in properties in Shiawassee County.
So as a result of us doing the brownfield plan, there's an administrative fee and then a cost that goes back to the county brownfield board so that you guys can continue to do these plans and development across the county.
Yes, and I think we should emphasize, Sam, you mentioned it, that this is sort of opening the door to the possibility of much more development of the larger area,
Yes.
even though this is only right now 3 acres. It's we're hoping it becomes much more than 3 acres.
It's going to be the catalyst project to
Yes.
opening up those acres. Yeah,
And I think there's a good chance of that happening.
I agree. So, any questions? I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Sam.
I just want to piggyback on Sam and echo. So again, her plan is going to be for the entirety of the project, which is $2.7 million. We have requested funding in our 90% of the way through our application for CDBG funding, which is for $1,271,000 for project costs and $200,000, $228,780 for your admin costs. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to get 17 units built, 9 of which will be income restricted to 80% of the area median income, which 36% of Durand, I believe, fits that criteria. So it's already an existing need. 25% of Shiawassee County in and of itself fits that need. And it opens up that opportunity for new development to happen, partnering with one of the largest home builders in the state of Michigan, and really, I think, setting the tone that not only is Durand open for business and wanting to have additional density and development, but that Shiawassee County is open to creative opportunities that will allow us to layer in funding and to do something that's really intriguing and hopefully bring more developers and more residents to our community.
Before I ask for public comments, does the board have any questions? Are there any comments by the public? Going once, going twice. I just wanted to make one comment myself. Most of us here are pretty conservative folks, and this is one of those situations where generally we tend to have a certain distaste for money going out and money having to come back in the form of grants, but that's way above our pay grade, so I think this is always an excellent thing where we can bring money back to this community. Whether we like the system or not, that's the way it is, and it's always great when we can get some of our tax dollars back from Washington or Lansing. I know they attach strings to it, but this is really a pretty good thing to do for our community, so I'm pleased with it.
I would also add that I've been doing this for about 23 years. And so the market and how things are developed for subdivisions or buildings in general has changed drastically. When I started, a developer would come in and perhaps the city might give them the land, or they might buy the land at a reduced cost in exchange for some infrastructure. But now the cities in general don't have the funds to do that. And so you have to use between a combination of grant dollars and a combination of tax changes, for like the brownfield redevelopment plan, tax capture programs, to close the gap between the cost of the property, the cost of the infrastructure, and the rising cost of being able to build a home for anything to be able to be developed anymore. And so with Justin and Sam and Sarah and myself, we've worked hard to find these tools so that we can bridge these gaps so that development can continue to happen here.
Yes, the tax increment financing tool is effectively a way that we finance infrastructure very often these days. And it turns land that pays low or zero taxes into something down the road that will pay a good deal more. Some people say, well, that's 5, that's 10 years from now. Well, I heard the same things for years. Changes that should have been made 30 years ago. They said, oh, but that'll take years. Well, it would have been here today. So it's a good long-term plan.
Well, and we've talked about that, and I think that's an important point. What year was your house built in?
1871.
1871.
Gary remembers. Oh,
So think about it. Your house was built in 1871. Someone has paid taxes on that house since 1871. It's not going anywhere. And if we forego taxes for 12 years, in the grand scheme of things, we're going to be getting taxes way into the future.
and economic development and better communities and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, all good. Any other comments before Gary smacks me?
No, that's all right.
In that case, I will close this.
Oh, I'd like to say,
Yes,
that's one
please.
thing too, we got more fire departments now, so we can put out the house fires so they won't burn down like they did years ago. So there must
Very
be
true.
6, 8, 9 of them in the county, so.
Mhm.
Got just a new one in Caledonia Township, so.
Thank you. All right, then I will close this public hearing, and let's see, the next thing I have is a general opportunity for the public to address this board. I don't have any slips. Is there anybody who would like to address the board? Again, seeing no one, let's move on to committee reports. Gary, I owe it to you to let you start.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm on the Health and Wellness Board and Mental Health. They're trying to cut back over there. They got divisions where they give money to all the different counties and everything, and they're trying to eliminate those to save money. And in time, I guess they want to privatize it. The state does. That's the big issue. Another issue, I'm on the Senior Citizen Board, and over to Morris, they give the senior citizens over there the old school, and we've been trying to keep it up, but this comes a point where water's getting behind the walls and this and that, and they want to hire even a structural engineer, and that's going to be cost over $10,000. So I don't know what they're going to do. Could cost over $100,000 or $200,000, and they don't have the money for that. So my thing is, I guess we'll just have to let it go. That's down the road. And also I'm on the health board, and with Larry Johnson, and he had to cut back over there, and we are already on the agenda that he's let a couple people go to make budget go. And also I'm on the Shiawassee Economic Partnership with Justin Horvath, and you can see all the good things that are going on there, that he's helping the brownfield, and they got all kinds of grants for the businesses and education for businesses that go on, so he's getting lots of grants, so everything's going along smooth there. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Garber?
Nothing for me today, thank you.
All right.
So not too much to report. Parks and Rec is not going to be meeting in August. Just Board of Commissioners meeting, travel, all sorts of things for the members. We're going to be picking up again in September, so we'll start that again. I want to thank Trent for coming out. It was not this meeting for Wassaw Township, but the prior month's meeting, and presenting to the Township Board there about emergency plan services and what how Wassaw Township would need to address a tornado if it came through or something along those lines. And while on a more personal note, I would like to thank, and Shane is here today, but I would like to also just thank Pleasant View. My mother is a patient there, and you guys do a fabulous job. You really do. We have a gem in Shiawassee County, we really do. It's right from every member of the team to the facility itself, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner Howard.
My committees did not meet, so nothing to report.
All right, Commissioner Shepard.
Well, I'm on the GLS, Region 5, and a little disturbing news that we had this last meeting. They're moved over to another building, and they're planning to demolish the 3-story building that's there now for the county.
Aren't they
So-
meeting in the,
They're meeting right next door to the sheriff's department, and the building is the county administration building, and apparently it's falling apart, and
In Genesee County.
yeah.
they have way nicer seats than we have.
Yeah. Well, if you want anything, you can probably put a bid on their goods.
Is that all?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on then to committee motions. Commissioner Howard, if we could start with you, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I move to fill the vacant drain maintenance coordinator position as requested.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have motion and second. Pretty basic thing, correct?
Yes, it's a budgeted position. This person is leaving, so Brent would like to refill.
All right. Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Johnson is excused. Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Yes.
Commissioner Haley?
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
And Chairman Goder.
Yes.
I move to approve the appointment of Shirley Smith of the Zoning Board of Appeals as an alternate.
Support.
Motion and support. Anything?
So we have an opening for an alternate on the ZBA. As you know, last month they didn't actually meet because they didn't have a quorum. A couple of people have moved. We have not had a lot of volunteers. This person has stepped up and submitted their letter. So we have one applicant and one position.
Okay. Anything else? We need to voice vote on that. All in favor of approving that appointment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is passed. Thank you.
I move to approve the minutes of the August 11th, 2025 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Motion with support. Discussion on the minutes. All in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Garber, back to you.
Thank you. I move that we approve the purchase of a new scanner and computer for the clerk's office in an amount not to exceed $8,009.22.
Support.
I have a motion with support.
I would just note this is not a regular scanner. It's a microfilm scanner so that they can access records from 1932 to 1998 that have been digitized on little microfilm, like the old reel style. And people come in all the time to request their birth certificates and marriage license, what other things that might have been digitized onto those microfilms. I say digitized, I mean put on microfilm, not digital, but they are only available in that format at the moment, so you need a reader to do that.
And this reader will help us be able to clean records, old records up. It also is for old divorces that are on the reels that we have to sometimes access. It's really something quite innovative. We can bring up a really old record, and in the demonstration they had a stamp. We could tell it was a stamp, and we were able to clean it up and be able to tell whose stamp it was.
Oh.
So, and then we can also, if time allows and staff, we will be able to take a book at a time and maybe digitalize a reel, and be able to upload it into our current record-keeping electronic system. So that would be a project, but it would be something doable down the road. And I'm getting money back from the current vendor of over $1,000 to apply to this as well, which I learned.
Thank you. Other comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, and Chairman Broder.
Yes.
Thank you.
I move that we approve resolution number 250813, approving a brownfield plan for Reed Road redevelopment, Durand, Michigan, pursuant to and in accordance with the provisions of Act 381 of the Public Acts of the State of Michigan of 1996, as amended.
Support.
Motion with support. Discussion on that?
This is what we just had the hearing on. This is the application so that they can continue with the subdivision.
All right, anybody any questions? We covered it all. Need a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move that we approve the resolution number 250814 and 250815, authorizing entry of participation agreement and partial settlement of the National Prescription Opiate Settlement.
Support.
I have motion with support.
So as you know, we're part of several different lawsuits, class action lawsuits with various opioid producing pharmaceutical companies. And this is moving towards settlement with almost all of them, if not all of them. Purdue had been overturned, so Purdue, you will notice, is in there again, along with a series of other ones that they call the general providers. And so we will get about 1/8%, almost 1% of whatever the final pot is, and this gives our attorneys the ability to proceed with the settlement offer that they have reached with the state.
Questions on that? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move that we approve the minutes of the August 11th, 2025 Finance and Administration Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support. Discussion on those minutes. All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Haley.
I move that we approve the bid from Jones Outdoor not to exceed $16,350 for a driveway for the new 911 tower.
Support.
Motion with support.
I would only note that that was not the low bid, but there was a difference in grade and turns and things like that. Between the two bids, the difference was $800, and 911 board chose to go with Jones Outdoor for that, which you don't have to go with the lowest bid per se.
And it's not a general fund expense.
It is not a general fund.
Okay, further questions or discussion on that? I know we covered it the other day. All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepherd,
Yes.
and Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move that we approve the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support. Motion with support. Any discussion on those minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Haley. And Commissioner Garber, we're back to you again.
Thank you. I move that we approve the chairman's selection of Maxwell Rugseger to Shiawassee Health and Wellness.
Support.
Motion with support. Any, pardon?
Who's at the table?
Thank you. Discussion on that appointment? Think it'd be a good appointment?
Yep, excellent diversity to the board.
We sometimes have a little bit of trouble keeping that board fully stocked.
Right, might be their chairman, I don't know.
Probably.
He meets the requirements because you can't have another government person on there. He currently works next door at Recovery Pathways and is president of Durand.
Yes, it's it's not a shortage of people willing, it's a shortage of people who happen to hit the right categories. There are a lot of statutory requirements for that board, unlike the county commission where anybody can serve. All right, all in favor of approving that selection, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and that is approved.
I move that we approve the grant agreement between the Cook Foundation and the Health Department for vaccination programming in the amount of $10,000 and authorize the board chair to execute that contract.
Support.
Motion with support.
Just briefly, Larry has had funding cuts as a result of changes in federal practices. This is not a new program, but this is a grant from the Cook Foundation to continue what he is doing to kind of fill in gaps around his immunization program that's currently running.
Any other questions? All right, another roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the conditional offer of a retirement incentive for 2 retirement-eligible Health Department employees, and further, move that the incentive shall be $10,000 and employees must accept or reject by September 30th, 2025.
Support.
I have a motion with support. Any discussion on that? We had a bit of discussion the other day.
So just in general, again, this is a result of some of the cuts that are happening in the health department. With these 2 individuals retiring, even with the buyout, it'll be an approximate saving of $97,000 a year based on Larry's plan for restructuring that particular department. And he needs to make those adjustments. Again, that money is federal money, and Larry's money is not part of the general fund budget. It's part of the health department budget. The general fund could not afford to do this, and the general fund employees are not eligible for any of this. It is just these 2 individuals that are in the health department.
And if I can comment, we've been in this situation a few times over the years where, because there are different departments with different funding sources, different rules, sometimes we do get a little bit of friction from employees who are treated a little bit differently, but that is simply the way, again, the system is set up. County government's a bit of an odd duck that way.
Correct.
All right, any further roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Johnson is excused, Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Shepard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move that we approve the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 Health and Human Services Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support. Any discussion on those minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Garber. This time, would there be any comments from myself? I don't have much because most of the things we work on, obviously, you've heard about just in this meeting and the motions and so on. The only thing I'd like to comment, and not exactly all that authoritatively, was the drain meeting today. We've got an ex-drain commissioner over here. If you want to jump in here, that would be fine. But my understanding was that the end result was pretty much the status quo. Things did not change. They did not change the recommendation. And I believe on this rather expensive project, we are going to get a 61 to 39% split, not in our favor. So the decision, I guess, was made that I think the thinking was that since most of the water is ours, that most of the expense is ours. So that will be something that has to be handled going down because we have to get rid of the water. One of the disadvantages of being in the middle of the state rather than on the edge is it costs more to get rid of our floodwaters. We have to pay the expense not just here but down the line as it flows through other counties. At least we have to help. So I never, before I started County Commission, I never ever even thought about what happens to all that water, who pays for it and so on. And it's actually a rather interesting process. Other than that, just I think the development moving on is great. Our land bank is still doing wonderful things. Our brownfield, I couldn't be more pleased with that. And of course, for those of you that don't know, I will not be attending our next series of meetings in September, and so the chair position will be held by a very experienced hand, Gary Holzhausen, will chair the meeting and handle things in my absence. That's all I have. Dr. Boggs.
Just a couple of things, yeah. The Drain Commission meeting, they maintained what it was the recommendation. I have asked the Drain Commissioner to talk to the Drain Council, because drain law is a very specialized field, to see if we have other options, including litigation. I don't mind suing someone, and see what our options are moving forward. We may be beyond some deadlines, we may not, but I will find out from their council, because that is a substantial portion. The bonds have closed for Pleasant View, and the funds are on deposit now with the county so that we can move forward with building on the addition. In the next month, Tracy's already rolled forward the budget. We will begin looking at the 2026 budget and planning for that probably in late September. We'll start looking at next year's finances. I anticipate that most things will probably be held the same in the budget. I don't see any large increases in revenue. I also don't see any terribly large decreases coming forward. However, each department does have step and ladder increases based on contracts, employment agreements, county policies, etc. So wages do go up. So even if we hold the budget the same, increases in wages mean decreases in the other if the budget is to remain the same, supplies, other conferences, other things like that. So I anticipate it will be a net zero budget, or at least that's what my target is at this point. We will see in the next couple of months how things develop. And then finally, I just want to thank Tyler Caesar, who's been our intern with us all summer. Today is his last day with us. He's going back to school. The good news, Tyler is coming back next summer to work with us, and he's been very helpful, helping Tracy and Stephanie, and mostly helping Morgan and myself. And I think we should just give a round of applause. Done a great job. And then that's all I have.
All right, very good. Thank you. We have our second opportunity for the public to address the board. Justin.
Mr. Chair, I wasn't going to mention this, but bringing this up made me think of it. October 1st, something for your calendar. We are actually having a social event with the SEDP. It's going to be a pig roast. So some of you may know, are you out of town, Greg?
I love a pig roast.
Some of you know this, we want to do more to support our agricultural community in Shiawassee County through our economic development efforts. And actually, last week at the fair, I bought a pig. That was quite an experience. I've never done that before.
Wait, who bought the pig?
Well, technically I did, but I did get help from people.
Who bid on it?
I bid on it.
You did?
I bid on the pig, yeah.
Oh my goodness, they let you bid?
But,
You just used his Mr. Wassel thing, held it in the air.
Actually,
The number, you just held that up.
the pig was purchased from a Perry FFA student, and then we donated the proceeds of the meat to Durand Loaves and Fishes. But this is leading into this social event where we're going to do it on October 1st. It's going to be at McCurdy Park. That's going to start at 5 o'clock. All the commissioners, representatives here, your family, spouses, children are all welcome to come and participate in that. So mark that down for your calendars, and we'll save you some leftovers.
Try to forget the name of the pig before it's October.
We'll send you a formal.
All right.
We'll send a second invitation.
Any other, because I completely lose control of this meeting. Any other public comment? Anything? No? All right, let's get out of here.